There are 7 women suing Tesla for sexual harassment. At Tesla? What? Isn't that the company owned by the richest, coolest man in the world? Yeah, but a lot of creepy dudes were also rich and cool, but then we found out that they were monsters. This story isn't about accusations against Elon Musk. All I can say about Elon Musk is what I read in this story that I'm about to tell you guys about, because I don't care about him. He seems like a creepy dude. Regarding Elon Musk, just this past summer, he fathered children number 9 and number 10 with a female executive at another one of his companies. His third child disowned him. He denied concurrently that he broke up the marriage of the co-founder of Google and that he offered to buy a flight attendant a horse in exchange for an erotic massage. So if this is the guy at the top of the company, working at Tesla is going to be weird. And apparently at SpaceX too. In December, former SpaceX engineer Ashley Kozak published an essay meticulously detailing alleged sexual harassment at the company. So the center of Rolling Stone's story is about sexual harassment going on at Tesla. The story is about 7 women who are claiming to have been harassed at the Tesla Fremont factory where they build the cars and at various service centers where they service the cars. Most of these places are employed mostly with men. Already, any woman stepping into this workplace is gonna stand out. She's gonna be like a new inmate in a prison. And I'm not exaggerating, one of the women said this. Sorry about that. She says she was reminded of movies where new prisoners are dropped off at jail and paraded before ravenous long-timers. And that's just going to work. A lot of the women were also full-figured, or, for lack of a better word, thick. So as a thick lady, you stand out even more, and men are going to notice, and they're going to say something to you because they're in an environment where they're surrounded by other men. It's like caveman brain or something. One woman said that before she went into work, she would wear a lot of baggy clothes, cover herself up, like not trying to be sexy at all. And still she would get stared at, catcalled, followed around, or even touched by some of the other workers. Ew. You know, unfortunately, this probably happens at a lot of these blue-collar places where the workforce is predominantly male. But the fact that it's Tesla is what makes this story interesting. I think I should be upfront about my biases. Even before I read this story, I didn't really care about Tesla. Tesla is branded after Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is a strange person. I feel like he's always thinking about sex. He's like a 14-year-old frat boy with billions of dollars. Elon Musk wants you to think Teslas are sexy because sex sells. I've never really paid attention to what he says, but apparently a lot of people treat him as though he's some kind of god.
As a Tesla owner, I have a borderline problematic obsession with Elon Musk. He's the most inspirational person to ever walk the planet.
And if Elon Musk talks and acts a certain way, then other people are gonna think it's okay to do it too. They put his picture on page 69. Was that on purpose?
There is no such thing as a coincidence.
So basically, the weird frat boy culture trickles down the corporate ladder, starting with Elon Musk, and the women who work at Tesla experience the worst part of it, even at the lower levels of the company. What's Tesla doing about this sexual harassment claims? Are they acknowledging that sexual harassment might have happened? No. No one from Tesla agreed to interview for this story. The most they got from one of their lawyers was no comment. The article ended on a real downer. These women came forward at least 10 months ago, and no one at Tesla is being held accountable. Why? Well, there's no physical evidence. It's his word against hers. But why aren't these accusations at least bigger news? Like, I just happened to stumble upon this article. I didn't go seeking it out. I didn't see it anywhere on the internet. I was just reading this month's issue of Rolling Stone, and there it was. Also, maybe because all the celebrities who could get this story more traction are driving Teslas.
You no longer have to do something admirable to be admired. You just have to own a Tesla.
Do I only care about it because I don't like Tesla, and I secretly want them to fuck up? Could be. But I also wanted to make this video because this is an example of really shitty company culture, and workers just shouldn't have to put up with that. Most people at the corporate level of Tesla don't seem to care about its employees' claims of being sexually harassed at work. As an employee in general, that's like the most devastating thing that could happen to you at work. Like, you go through some terrible traumatic experience at work and no one's doing anything to stop it, or it doesn't even seem like anyone believes you. And it just looks like straight up Tesla doesn't care about its workers.
As a Tesla owner, I don't acknowledge this truth, and neither should you.
Because of this, a lot of the women suing Tesla now feel ashamed, have heightened social anxiety, and they can't even look at a Tesla car without remembering how horrible it was to go to work. A quote from Jessica Barraza, who's one of the first women to sue Tesla, said this about whenever she sees a Tesla on the road. "I just wonder how many women were abused to make that one car." And some of these women worked at Tesla for years. Why did they put up with it for so long? Why didn't they quit as soon as they felt uncomfortable? The same reason you won't quit your job. The money. These women had families to support, and Tesla was offering upwards of $21 an hour. And if you're living in the Central Valley, that's pretty damn good money, even if it means an hour-and-a-half commute each way. We all have to put up with bullshit at work sometimes. I'm realizing that's just normal, but this is too fucked up. So, what have we learned here today, kids? Any company that's using sex as its branding, or is led by a CEO with a sexually charged public persona, is probably gross to work at, especially if you're a woman. Remember American Apparel? I believe that you're innocent until proven guilty, but if 7 women who don't know each other are coming forward with claims of sexual harassment, then there's a pattern going on. A very uncomfortable, rapey pattern. The accusers have trust issues and anxiety about going to work. Like, work isn't bad enough. They just wanted a job. But every day they went into work, they had to worry about whether or not they were going to get comments about their body, followed around by creepy coworkers, or even inappropriately touched. Like, one woman recalls a man like giving her a massage on her lower back, or like someone touching her shoulders. Just really creepy stuff. It was mostly men doing the harassing, but there were also some women too. Not all women are made the same. We're unique flowers. And it's not just sexual harassment. Tesla was also sued for racial discrimination. This spring, 15 Tesla workers filed a suit against the company alleging that black workers were often greeted by white bosses with comments of, "Welcome to the plantation." Like, come on. Even I know that's in poor taste. The suit also alleges that black workers were given the most daunting physical assignments. Race plays no role in any of Tesla's work assignments, promotions, pay, or discipline, lawyers for the company said in a statement. Tesla prohibits discrimination in any form. So, that's also happening. I don't like Tesla. I never did, and now I know I never will. It seems like talking badly about Tesla is the unpopular opinion. So, no one really does it. People love Tesla. I can't recall anyone other than the news ever talking negatively about Tesla, or even covering the story. So that's why I'm doing it. Fuck Tesla. The cars are overrated, and the only people who can afford to buy them are rich hipsters. It's like Disney. The image that most people have about Disney is that it's magical and it's the happiest place on earth. But Disney treats its workers like shit too. I think Tesla's the Disney of cars. The image that most people have about Tesla is that it's saving the world and that the company is leading us into a better future. In the long term, yes, electric cars are much better for the environment than gas-powered cars. But the amount of resources required and the greenhouse gases emitted during production for Tesla car parts is pretty bad for the environment. You'd have to drive a Tesla for at least 20,000 miles before it offsets the pollution that was created during production. Yeah, Teslas can pollute too. Unless you're charging your Tesla exclusively with solar or renewable energy, you're most likely indirectly charging your Tesla with coal or gas. Because the city power grid generates electricity mostly with fossil fuels. Even in California. You know those charging stations on the street? Where do you think the electricity comes from? Lightning?
It's important for me not to consider where my electricity comes from.
You want to know another fucked up fact? There's petroleum in Dawn. Yeah, Dawn, who cleans birds after oil spills, is made with oil. The cure is the sickness, and the sickness is the cure.
But do you know what is good for the environment? Not knowing that the mining of the rare earth minerals that go into making the enormous lithium-ion Tesla batteries generates large amounts of greenhouse gases.
You know, next to the Prius, people who drive Teslas are the worst fucking drivers on the road. At least in my experience. Every time I've been stuck behind an inconsiderate driver, it's either a dumbass in a Prius or a jackass in a Tesla. Usually the SUV one. Do shitty drivers have a penchant for hybrid and electric cars? Or does the car make the driver shitty? Which one is it?
I'd rather just have you think I'm rich and that I care about the environment.
They think they're saving the environment by driving an electric vehicle, but they're polluting the road with their bullshit. Sorry, but I got this scar because of a Prius. I'll tell you later. This video is about the mental scars of the women who are suing Tesla for sexual harassment and are having their claims ignored by the company. And it seems that the original source of this creepy sexual behavior within the company is Elon Musk. I used to think that Elon's public sexcapades were fun to make fun of, but I wasn't aware that it meant that his employees were also being creepy and sexual at work. But I guess it's so obvious. Next, he wants to open a school called TITS. It stands for the Texas Institute of Technology and Science, but it's TITS. Oh, where do you study? I go to TITS. We all like sexy, but not at work, or school, for that matter. Unless your business is porn, work isn't supposed to be sexy. Leave sex at home. Your coworkers don't want to talk about sex with you. And just because a woman has a big butt doesn't mean she wants you to talk about it. It's not okay. Stop it. Basically, I don't trust any company that's generally loved or is using sex so overtly in their branding, because it usually means there's shady shit going on behind the scenes and no one wants to talk about it. No one and nothing is ever that good. They're compensating for something. I hope that one day these women actually have a chance to take this trial to court and that Tesla gets held accountable. Or at least acknowledge that this could have happened and maybe try to do something where they'll prevent things like this from happening in the future. And maybe Elon Musk will be less sexual and creepy. But I guess that's just who he is. He probably won't change. But I hope people just realize that this is not behavior that should be imitated. Okay, bye.
As a Tesla owner, my self-identity is wrapped up in my car. And I can confidently tell you that the best way to care for the environment is to drive a $110,000 electric car. If you don't drive a Tesla, then you're selfish and clearly hate the environment. Oh no. Here's some accurate assumptions that all people think when they see someone driving a Tesla. They're forward thinking. That person's probably a highly successful programmer earning at least $200,000 a year. That person's better than me. I'll bet they listen to audiobooks. They must solve problems at a global level. They probably worked out on their Peloton bike this morning in their high-rise apartment. That person's single-handedly ending global warming. I'll bet they have a lot of charisma, yet like to keep to themselves. They probably founded Facebook.
Dumbass.
Judy, don't you know how to use this fucking car?
I have no idea why people drive regular gas-guzzling cars instead of a six-figure zero-emissions Tesla like me.
Come on, get the fucking door open! Open the fucking door! My door's fucking opening back right now!
How in the hell do you close this thing?